notice your labels, notice the emotions, get curious and ask, is this really what I think it is?
This is how legends are made.
So hi there, and thanks for joining me on today's episode. I was thinking about a couple of things to share, just actually how excited I am the next coming months and next year, how many people ask me to talk at schools, doing assemblies and lesson time structures where I'm working to help kids on mindset and their mental health, and it's been amazing. Actually, just in the news recently, how much anxiety, mental well-being and mindfulness is still a big factor in the news, and it's just something that I'm super passionate about delivering, super passionate about making sure kids can walk out of their school or education time with some real understanding and some skills and perspective on what they're doing, because you know the world within school, as hopefully some of you are aware, is very different from the one in the world that we exist in. But it's just still a need to help children with their mental well-being, give them real skills and tools, and it's been wonderful to be able to deliver that and continue to deliver that the rest of the year and to next year as well. But I also wanted to show you something today that came up quite recently in a conversation, and it really is about emotions and labels. And I'm not too sure I've covered this before, and sometimes we can actually either not aware of this or don't really kind of think about it. So I really want to share it, and I'll take my time to explain it. It's not overly complicated, but it's something that's super important. And it's this: your emotions are your emotions. They are what you feel. The feelings and the labels you put against them are yours, in the same way that mine are very different from yours. Now, what do I mean by this? What I'm saying is that what is happy for you or sad for you doesn't necessarily mean the same thing for me. How I feel sad, the feelings of sadness, are the emotions that I feel that I've labeled something sad or labeled something happy. Now you'll have the same thing. You'll label something which is called sad and label something called happy. You'll have the same thing, but you're not going to have the same feeling. You're not going to have the same experience of that emotion that I have. Your label will be attributed to things that you're feeling, which you believe connect with those words, like happy or sad, but they're not universal. The emotions we feel aren't universal. Our sense of fear and happiness, if you like, come from different or personal experiences, and they're developed over time. I could say I'm happy, you can say you're happy, but what has made us happy, or the emotions that we're feeling in that moment, could be vastly different, because we don't have some sort of universal happy chemical or feeling that's spread throughout humanity. It's individual to you, and it's really important, because what I'm drawing to your attention is the next step of this, is that when people say I'm scared, how do they know they're scared? How do they know they're not excited? I've had certain feelings in the past and then labelled them, and they stuck that label, and the label hasn't ever changed. When we label things though, we are only restricting our experience on something, because when we say I'm scared, our brain and our body will happily provide more reasons to be scared over something. If we say I'm scared and excited, well, you're going to have a different response to the situation. The labels we put on the emotions are embedded over years, and we can change them. They don't have to mean the same kind of things, and certainly other people won't have the same experiences that you do. But how do you know? How do you know you're not excited? How do you know you're not curious and a little scared and exhilarated? How do you know you're not a package of things that you've simply labelled one word that stops you from doing something? And I just really invite you to, when you're having these kind of very heightened emotions, just get curious and ask yourself, is this a feeling that's actually, is it really, scared, or is there something else inside this? What am I particularly scared over, but is there some excitement in it at the same time? When we label things in very big blocks like that, like nervous, happy, sad, or excited, or scared, we begin to really create sensations which can inhibit us from actually experiencing our environment or the situation fully. So have a think. Notice when you're feeling scared, and just actually take time to just go inside yourself and just check, is it really fear? Sure, maybe there's some, but it could be that we're excited at the same time, or just happy, or looking forward to it, or anticipation. The label you're calling scared is the label you put there. What if in fact those feelings are a mix of certain things? And maybe there is a level of fear, but maybe there's other things inside that which are worth paying attention to. And maybe if we pay attention to them, we're not so scared, we're not so fearful. And when we start to inquire within ourselves what these emotions are, well, we get more traction, we can do more things. So notice your labels, notice the emotions, get curious and ask, is this really what I think it is? And could I see it in a different way? One that's more useful and one that's more empowering. So have a think on that. And as ever, wherever you are, please have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.
This is how legends are made.